Hi everyone, how are you doing today? I'm going to be doing the Stack of Shame tag, which I saw over at Heather's channel, and then I saw Joseph's version of this as well, and really enjoyed both those videos. First of all, I owe Heather an apology because she tagged me twice, I think, in the last year or so, and I haven't done either of those tags. I've just been busy, but I really liked the look of this one and it was open to everyone. So without further ado, the Stack of Shame questions. So question number 1, which book has been on your shelf the longest without being read? So that's a very good question, and sorry, I hope I'm not going to make anyone seasick here with the camera, but I'm just gonna look through real quick and see what's been on the shelf longest without being read. Well, this has got to be one of them. This is my copy of Bleak House, and you can see how faded the vintage classics red spine is. For reference, here's a newer one, and you can just see how much brighter red that is. So I've had this Bleak House for a while. I did get it when it was new, and I had read part of it. I love Bleak House. I've seen both TV adaptations. It's my favorite Dickens story, but truthfully have not finished actually reading it. So I should probably read it or let this go. But isn't that a lovely cover image? Big fan. Love birds. Alright, so there's that one. Let's see. Are there any books outside your comfort zone that you are desperate to read? Well, I don't know about desperate, because if I was desperate, I probably would have read them already. But you'll see there I do have a copy of Lonesome Dove. I don't read westerns, very, very, very rarely, but several people on the channel, or, well, at least one person on the channel had recommended it. I've seen recommendations for it elsewhere as well. So I need to give it a read one of these days. Beyond that, outside of comfort zone, really not seeing a lot of things here that would qualify. Maybe, yeah, I guess that would be, let's see, desperate to read. So that's the other piece of this, right? Don't really see any that I'm desperate to read. Actually, going up here to like my religion and philosophy mini collection here, I really do want to read this Philosophy, A Very Short Introduction. I like these BSI books, and I have some basic knowledge of philosophy that I've picked up mostly from friends and just very scattered reading, but I want to actually read that one through and fill in some of the gaps in my knowledge. So that would be a bit outside my comfort zone, but I am very interested to read it. So let's see what the next question is. These are actually some old postcards that my grandparents had. These are don't know how old these actually are, because they're not originals. I think they're just reprints, but they show some scenes from kind of close to where I grew up in the Pacific Northwest of the United States. Just some old photographs from the region. And yeah, love stuff like that. But getting back on topic here, so question number 3 is, are there any series you'd like to finish but haven't? I don't believe I've really started any series that are new to me and haven't finished. I have been reading the Sherlock Holmes series again. I did 1 or 2 videos on that. I'm really liking my little hardcover collection here. I'm actually in The Return of Sherlock Holmes right now, but I don't have that volume yet. And going to continue reading that on a pretty slow pace. Number 4, are there any books related to your background / heritage / history that you feel you should have read? Yes, I'm gonna have to cut here and go find, oh wait, there it is. Okay. So I have 2 books here. Now, one of them's not really related to my heritage, but they sort of both are. So here's Paradise of the Blind. And this is a novel by a Vietnamese author. And have actually started it, but not finished it yet. Interested in reading that because of my Vietnamese heritage. And then The Gift of Rain by Tan Truong Eng. This is a Malaysian author, I believe, and I've also started it. Have not finished it. But what kind of intrigued me about this one is that it's about a biracial protagonist in Malaysia in the like World War II era and leading up to that. So I'm just interested because I'm biracial as well, and not a lot of books kind of talk about that, maybe. At least not that I've read, so that's on the list. Which book does it feel like everyone has read but you haven't? So probably some of these, like, from a classics perspective, you know, David Copperfield, War and Peace, some of those big ones I just haven't tackled yet. My reading tends to be a lot more idiosyncratic, and I've covered a lot of the major classics at this point, but there's still quite a few I have not read. So, yeah. Last question. Is there an author you're ashamed not to have read anything by them yet? Oh, I'm sure. Maybe there's one here we can pick on. Most of these I guess I have read. Well, I really want to read Upton Sinclair's The Jungle. That's been kind of on the list a while, and I feel a little bad I haven't read it yet. Who else? I guess Tolstoy, honestly. I mean, I mentioned War and Peace already, but I've really not read anything by Tolstoy except a single essay. So that's embarrassing. Yeah, I think those would be kind of the big ones here. But a lot of the books I have read something by the same author already. Yeah, so that's kind of my answer to the question. Maybe not super exciting, but I do think it's an interesting challenge. And I think, you know, I've been trying to do the Read What You Own challenge for a few months and sticking to it pretty well. I have bought maybe 1 or 2 books recently, and then I went on a trip and bought some books, but like also been getting rid of books too, so so there's that. Thanks for watching. Let me know if you want to answer these questions in the comments. Feel free. I'd love to hear what your answers are. And thanks, Heather, for spreading the word on this tag.